Baby, good, you hear me?
Have you ever went in the kitchen and seen nothing and still made something and it became scrumptious?
Welcome to Carmel's Wine and Cheese, where we make something out of nothing, a little of everything, all while measuring with nothing but love. Now in today's video, what I'm going to be making for you all is my own recipe of chicken cacciatore. Now, for all the Italians who may be watching this video, please forgive me. I'm not trying to bring disgrace to you all's cuisine. I have never had authentic chicken cacciatore before. But what prompted me to make this video is because years ago, I made this recipe at my mother's house. And when she tasted it, she said to me, "This tastes just like chicken cacciatore." And I asked her, "What is that?" And she responded and said, This what you made right here is chicken cacciatore." So I went and looked it up online, and I was like, wow, I guess I made something that I didn't know already existed. So this is my recipe of chicken cacciatore, okay? This is not authentic chicken cacciatore. I repeat, this is not authentic chicken cacciatore. Now, so what I've put in here so far on this chicken, if you all didn't see: extra virgin olive oil, garlic paste, cayenne pepper, black pepper, onion powder, crushed red pepper flakes, complete seasoning, and adobo seasoning without the pepper. Adobo seasoning without the pepper. So for my vegetables, I am going to use, I believe this was sweet onion, to be specific, not just the yellow onion. It's specifically the sweet onion because I put vegetables in pretty much everything I cook, and onions is one of those vegetables that I use a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna put some onions in there. Next, I'm gonna mince up some fresh garlic because I put garlic in everything. I mean, if a recipe say 1 clove of garlic, that means you gotta put 2 cloves of garlic because you need garlic for your garlic. And then I'm gonna add some yellow and green bell peppers in there just for some color contrast to make it look a little pretty. So when I made this recipe for the first time, well, really when I was just experimenting in the kitchen, I did put some beef sausage in there. I thought it went really well with it. It tastes really good. So as you can see, making it this time, I'm gonna put beef sausage in there again. Now we're gonna begin the cooking process. I'm just gonna put some, I think that was canola oil in the pan. I did turn it on high heat and let it get hot, hot, hot. And I'm gonna put the chicken thighs in there. Shiny side down first. Always put the shiny side down first. I'm gonna drop about 3 in there at a time, and I'm gonna let it cook about 4 minutes on each side. So after about 4 minutes of cooking on the shiny side down, I'm gonna flip it over to the fleshy side, and I'm gonna also let that sear for an additional 4 minutes. So I do want to make mention, just in case anyone doesn't know, it wasn't obvious. We're not cooking this chicken all the way. We're only doing like a sear on both sides to get it nice and pretty, because chicken cacciatore is supposed to be cooked over a long period of time, and we don't want the chicken to be super dry. And that's also why I use dark meat as opposed to white meat. Now, I'm not sure if chicken cacciatore uses dark or white meat, but again, like I said, it's cooking over a long period of time. So obviously I'm going to use the dark meat as opposed to the white meat. So now I'm gonna add that beef smoked sausage to the pan, and I'm gonna give that a quick sear on both sides. So now that we've gotten all of that delicious fat from the smoked beef sausage and the chicken, we're gonna add unsalted butter and our onions, peppers, and garlic to that pan. We're gonna add some black pepper and some salt, and this is only gonna saute in the pan for maybe like a minute and a half to 2 minutes. So once we've got the onions and peppers cooked, we're gonna go ahead and add some white wine. Now the brand of this white wine is Winking Owl. Um, Honestly, as long as it's a white wine and um, it's not sweet, it's gonna taste fine with the Cacciatore. So I'm just gonna add, I think that was probably about a half of a cup in there, and I'm just gonna let that cook for a little. So after letting that white wine cook in there for probably about a minute, I'm gonna just go ahead and add um, the diced tomatoes and the juice into our onions and peppers and wine. So once that tomatoes and everything comes to a good boil, I'm just gonna go ahead and add the chicken thighs to that, and I'm gonna put the lid back over it and continue to let that cook. Now for the remaining of this video, I'm just going to be showing you all what the chicken cacciatore looks like in about increments of 15. And then I'm going to add some unsalted butter to that and some fresh thyme. And it's just going to be cooking for the remaining of the video. From the time I started searing the chicken until the time it was completed was roughly about an hour and 20 minutes. Now again, I've mentioned in previous videos that my stovetop cooks really quickly, so someone else's chicken cacciatore may take a little bit longer to cook than mine did. But I also used boneless, skinless chicken thighs, so that also, of course, sped up the cooking process. So again, I'm just gonna let the remaining of the video play and you all can enjoy the lovely sound of food cooking. So once the chicken cacciatore is ready, after about an hour and 20 minutes of cooking, you will know because the chicken will be basically kind of shredded and falling apart when you go to pick it up. Ooh, baby, look at there. Ooh, wee. Now listen, make this recipe and tell me what you think about it because it is good. Do you hear me?